For those of you that were maybe utterly confused at the meeting today or missed my session because you were in a different one, I'm going to quickly go over how to create a Google form. All right. So the first step would be to actually get logged into Google. So here we are. For those of you that are super beginner, you are going to want to click up in the corner here. I'm already logged in, so I see that, but for the rest of you, your login will be whatever your username is, and then followed by the apps.district833.org, and then whatever your password is, which I do not know, so I can't help you with that. And then once you are logged in, this is what you'll see. So you'll actually want to get into Google Drive by clicking right up here on this icon, and then we are going to click Drive. And while we're waiting for this to load, some of the things that you might use a Google form for could be a survey if you just want to collect some information from your students, or you might want to create a quiz or a test using Google Forms. And I have also used it to collect assignments. If all the kids are creating something like a Google document, and I want an easy way for them to share that with me, what they can do is copy and paste that link right into the answer for a form and send it to me that way. So let's go ahead and get started. Once you're logged in and in your Drive, you'll see this. We're going to click on Create, and we'll scroll down the list, and right here you see the option for Forms. So once we are in here, we are going to just go ahead and get started. And right now we don't have anything input, but we will give this a title. And for the example, I'm going to do a reading survey for today. Reading survey. And for my first question, I might want to know, tell me how many hours you read every week. So that is my question. Tell me how many hours you read every week. And for their response, I actually want them to be able to type a response. So I am going to click on the question type, click this drop down menu, and I actually want them to type in their answer in a text box. So they might say 10 hours, 5 hours, whatever it may be. So there's my first question. And I'm going to add more questions to the survey. So I'm going to add another item. We'll click Add Item. And for my second question, I am going to say something like, choose your favorite genre. All right, and for this one, it'll be multiple choice, and I might give them 4 options. Maybe I'll say historical fiction as one genre. And then another option could be biographies, and a third option could be maybe realistic fiction. And you could add as many things as you want, but for the sake of this example, I'll just keep it at 3. And then I will wrap it up. That is what I want to know. I want to know how often my students read, and I also want to know their favorite genre. So if I am all done, I've got all of my questions, then I will hit the Done button, and I can scroll back up and I can see there's my first question, my second question. And then if I'm happy with the way that everything looks, I can go ahead down at the bottom and hit Send Form. This will actually share that form. If I want to go back and change something about the question, if I hover over, it will pull up some options. I can delete it if I think it's bad. I can duplicate the question, or I can go back in and edit. And so I'm going to go back in, and I'm actually going to change something and make both of these required questions. I didn't check that option before, but if it's required, the survey will make each student answer that question. So we'll say done. You see the little red asterisk there, that means it's required. And I'm going to edit this one as well. And I want all of my students to answer this, so I'm also going to make that a required question by checking this box. So there we go. Now I see those red asterisks by each of those questions, and I know that they will have to answer every one. Now I am ready to share. I've went back and double checked everything. I don't want them to submit more than one response, so I'm actually going to uncheck this. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit send form. And right now I've got a couple different options. I have a link that I can share with my students. So this is one way to share that form with them. They can actually open this link, or I can send it via email. So I could go through and type in the name of every single one of my students. But the easiest way to do it will be to just copy this link. So I'm going to make sure that it's highlighted and it says press Control C or Command C. So that command button's right down by your spacebar. Command C. There we go. I just copied it. And then I'll close out. Alright, and then I am going to record another video here to show you an easy way to share that link with your students if you're not sure how to get it to them. So there's your first step. We've got our survey created.